welcome you all. Today is the 31st of August, the month's end. And today we are supposed to get our items ready against 1st of September. I've given us this teaching, but I want to go back to it in case you have forgotten. I don't want you to forget, please. And this time around, I have those items here and I'm going to show you people because I've gotten so many questions about if I don't see this, can I use this? If I don't see this, can I use this? Please. When I received this teaching, an alternative wasn't given to me that if they don't see this, they can use this. And whatever, whatever item that was shown to me, that is the item that I'm using. I don't substitute. Maybe if I don't see water, I can use wine. No. If I don't see water, I'll go and look for water until I get water. So I want to show us how to usher in the new month. You are going to get items ready starting from tonight. It doesn't mean that if you don't have your items ready tonight that you can't perform this. You still have 1 week starting from the 1st of September. You still have 1 week to perform this spiritual exercise because the moment we get into a new month, the month is still new and fresh during that first week. By the time we get into the second week, it's no longer a new month. So you are supposed to get your items ready like today, tomorrow, before 1 week elapses. And it is all about this spiritual exercise that has to do with coconut. I've already gotten mine ready together with that of my family. So I want you all to get coconut. In case you don't know about this spiritual exercise, you get coconut. You get cubes of sugar. This is cubes of sugar. I am pinpointing of cubes of sugar. A lot of people has asked me that, can they make use of granulated sugar? Please, this is the sugar that was shown to me. This is the type of sugar that was shown to me. Cube of sugar. And you are going to get it for yourself. If you are performing it for your whole family, that means 4 cubes of sugar for each person. So you have to get 4 cubes of sugar. Please, I don't know about granulated sugar. Granulated sugar wasn't shown to me. Brown sugar wasn't shown to me. It was just these white cubes of sugar. That is the one I know. That's the message that I received. I didn't receive the message about any other type of sugar. And then you are going to get your honey. Mine has already finished. Get your honey. Please, you are just going to use 1 tablespoonful of honey for yourself. For each person that you are going to perform this spiritual exercise, it is just 1 tablespoonful of honey. And then you get your water, your bucket of water or your bowl of water. Not 1 full bucket, half a bucket of water or a full bowl of water. That is a wash hand basin. You get water into it or you get your half bucket of water. And together with these items that I just raised up now, you are going to pray over all of them. The water, the coconut, the sugar, the honey. You are going to pray over all of them. And you ask God to bless each and every one of them. They all perform different tasks in our lives, both spiritually and physically, all of them. They perform different tasks, although some of them do perform a task like together, they perform alike. But these are the items that you are going to use. And the reason why we are performing this spiritual exercise is to get our body ready, spiritually and physically. You are going to remove everything negative that you have attracted so far throughout this month of August. You are going to remove all of them using these items that I just raised up now. And then you get yourself ready to enter into the new month. And by doing this, that's after this praying over the items, you are going to bathe with all these things. You get yourself ready. This thing works like magic, but it's not magic. Because nature is not magic. Nature is nature, the way that God has made it. So what you are going to do is when you get your water ready, you pray over that water. And as you are praying over the water, please make sure you dip your hand inside. Because there is power given unto us in our hands. We have powers here. You dip your hand inside the water, stir that water, and pray. And after the water prayer, the next thing you are supposed to add is the cubes of sugar. You add 4 cubes of sugar into that water. and let that sugar dissolve completely. And then you stir it and pray. Ask God to sweeten your life the way that sugar sweetens whatever we take. Let your life be sweetened spiritually and physically through this sugar. After praying with the sugar, the next thing you are supposed to add is your honey. Your 1 spoonful of honey, you get your honey, add just 1 tablespoonful of honey into that your bathing water. And then you stir it, mix it completely. When you add the water, you will notice that the color of when you add honey, you will notice that the color of that water will change. It will turn into brown color. Stir it and pray. Sugar and honey perform almost the same thing. They perform almost the same thing. And ask God to turn your life the way that honey works for us, both spiritually and physically. Let your life be sweetened spiritually and physically. Whoever that sees you, whoever that comes in contact with you, may you find favor before the person. It's not only God that will be finding favor upon, God gives us that grace to find favor before our fellow human being. When you find favor before your fellow human being, the person will be ready to do whatever you want just to make you happy. And honey is that magic. That is the work of honey. And then after praying over that water that which you added honey into it, the next thing you are supposed to add is the coconut water. I've already used this one because that's the one that I use for my family. I got, for one person, you are going to use 1 coconut. And then when you look at this coconut, this is where I opened it. This is where you are supposed to open your own coconut. It has 3 dots. It has 3 dots. And this is the softer part of the dots. You can use a knife or a scissors or a screwdriver, and then you open it and pour the coconut water into your bathing water. The work of coconut water is to neutralize everything negative. Everything negative, no matter what it is. That is the work of coconut water. It is going to neutralize every negativity. Everything, assuming that is for people who are charmed spiritually. That is like maybe the wicked one has decided to make you hidden, has hidden you spiritually, masking you, covering you. The wicked one has decided to cover you, that no matter what you do, you will not find favor before anybody. No matter what you do, you will not progress. Sometimes students, you will read and read and read. During the exam, you will not remember anything. You won't be able to remember one single thing. And you will keep on failing. This thing is not a criteria for you that when you do it, you will no longer read your book. If you don't read your book, you will not pass. You will have to read your book. And that is how this thing will work for students. And then maybe for a trader, a businessman or a businesswoman, you will stand in front of your shop calling people and nobody will look at you because they don't see you. They don't notice you. Or even if they see you, they will see something that they don't like. And so there is no point for them coming into your shop. That is the work of the coconut, to neutralize all those things and bring you out the way that God has created you. And then after praying over all these items, please leave your water there. Like I prayed over my own by 7 o'clock, and we're going to use it by 12 a.m. By 12 a.m., it is already 1st September. And that is the time we are going to use it. And that is the time that whoever that practices this will use that water. It is not something you are supposed to use in the morning. I know 12 a.m. is the morning, but that is the time you are going to use it. By 12 a.m., there is a reason for that time, because at that time, the enemies are still at work. The enemies are still firing their arrows. The enemies are still doing whatever they're doing, trying to bring you down. And so when you get up by that time, because as you are praying and betting, you are fighting against them. Whatever they are firing towards you will no longer get to you. You are not just only praying, but you are practicing your prayer. As you are praying, you are practicing it. By that time, you are going to bed with that water. It's not really bathing, but rinsing. You are going to rinse your body with that water because you are not going to use your sponge. You are not going to use your soap. So what you have to do is you go into the bedroom with the water. If you are a mother and you are here watching me, if you perform this spiritual exercise for your children, no matter their age, you will be the one to bathe them, no matter their age, because you gave birth to them. We parents, we have that power. There is power given unto us. As you lay your hands on your child and you are praying, whatsoever you say, whatsoever you do will come to pass. I know that if we have, that's for those of us who have grown-up children, they won't want to go naked before you. It doesn't matter, no problem. The guys can put on their boxers. The ladies can put on their pants. If you're a woman, there is no point your daughter putting on anything. It is woman to woman, okay? So you will have to bathe her. She will have to be naked before you. And then you bathe her with that water. And you decree whatever you want over your daughter. If it is your sons, because they are grown-ups, of course, they cannot go naked before you. Let them put on their boxers. And then what you have to do for your sons is to wash their head and their faces and their palms and their feet. That is what you do. And as you are washing all these parts, you are praying for them. However you want your children to be, whatever it is that it is their challenges, you are going to mention it as you are bathing them. And as you are bathing them, you will use your hand to touch all those parts. And then you allow them to bathe themselves. And tell them when they are bathing themselves, they will have to open their mouths and pray. And say what they want, how they want their lives to be. If you have little children, of course, you perform all these things for them. Totally, you bathe them complete. And after bathing, please do not towel your body. Don't use towel at all. Let that water dry on your body. And then you go to bed. And you watch and see how your life will be for that month. For this coming month. You watch and see how your life will be. Or how your children's life will be. From time, as time goes on, it's not just for the coming month. As time goes on, you must see changes. It is a must. You must see changes for good. For good. So this is what you are supposed to do to get yourself ready, getting yourself ready for the incoming month. Because by the following day, which is the new month, you are still going to perform another spiritual exercise, but that one is what you are going to offer to people, those you are better off, as a sacrifice. You must sacrifice something. You must sacrifice something for you to gain something. You must sacrifice something for you to gain something. And so after performing this one, the following day, what you are supposed to do now is to get whatever you are going to use as that sacrifice. It can be money, it can be food items, whatever it is, you are going to get them ready and you pray over them. How I do my own is that on the 1st of every month, after performing this, because this one that I just taught us now, I do it once in a month. I do it either on the 30th of month or 31st of month, depending on how that month stops. Maybe because some months are 30 in number, while some are 31st in number. So I do that on the last day of every month against the first day of another month. And so when we enter into another month, what I use as a sacrifice is to get my money ready, which I'm going to pray over. I'm going to pray on top of my money. Because that money, I'm going to give it to the less privileged ones. And as you are praying over your money, you ask God that as you are giving out that money, you are giving the money out in good faith. You are giving that money out in good faith so that the doors of your blessings will open. As you are giving it out, let more come in. Don't be tight-fisted. Don't shut your hands. When you shut your hands, nothing will come in. You will only have those ones that you have. You won't get any other. But when you open your hands, more will come in. As they are going, they are equally coming. Because you are using it for, that's a charity work. And then the next thing I do is to cook. And I must, like I've said before, I must That is, sacrifice a chicken. It is a must. I cannot sacrifice a goat because we cannot finish it that day, because whatever you are going to sacrifice, any living thing, is something that you are supposed to finish that very day. It's not something you are supposed to keep inside the fridge against other days. No. Like if you decide to sacrifice a chicken, you must finish that chicken that very day. So you have to call people. Assuming you are alone and you decide to kill the chicken, you must call people to join you. And if you want to sacrifice a goat or a ram, whichever one, that means you will have to call your neighbors, because that meat must finish that day. You are not supposed to leave anyone against, other days. So this is how I do my own. After using these items to bait, the following day, which is the new month, I am going to pray over my money, and I'm going to give that money out to the less privileged ones. And then I will go to the market and buy that chicken, which I am going to use to cook. And it is not just for my family alone. Whoever that comes across, anybody, neighbors, anybody who wishes to partake in that person will eat with us, because we must finish it that very day. This opens doors like mad. It opens so many avenues. If you are someone who has been longing to progress in life, maybe you are doing something and you are not seeing anything, I want you to start this. I want you to start this and see how your life will go. It doesn't cost much. It doesn't cost anything. If you don't have the money for chicken, please don't try to start it. Please. If you have the money for biscuits, for minerals, go ahead and do it. If you don't have the money to buy anything, just try and get any currency. Try and get any currency at all and pray over that currency. If you have 100 naira note, make sure you get that 100 naira note into 3. Make sure you get it into 3. If you have 200 naira note, get it into 3. If it's 500 naira note, get it into 3. And then you pray over it. The denomination doesn't matter. Even if it's 10 naira note, get it into 3. Pray over it and give it out to the less. So I want you all to start practicing this. Start practicing this. It doesn't cost much. There is somebody that I know too well, a trader. I just wish the person knows my page to join my page and listen to this. The person, this lady, a woman, a widow for that matter, a widow, she's selling like wares, okay, traditional wares or traditional, items, for occasions. That is what she's selling. And she said that nobody notices her. Nobody. Except the people who are so close to her, of which you can't keep on buying everything traditional every now and then. No, occasion calls for them. But she said that people will pass her shop and go to another shop to buy the same item that she's selling. Even if she decides to reduce her price, nobody will still come to her shop. Until one day, she decided